Hello everybody. Today is the first day of June 2020, 5:36 p.m. The temperature right now is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 22 degrees Celsius. I am in an underrated public park in New York City. That is Plainview Park. And this is located directly outside of LaGuardia Airport, one of two of New York City's regional airports, the other one being John F. Kennedy International Airport. There's also another airport that serves New York City, but it's not located inside New York City. That would be the Newark Liberty International Airport, located in Newark, New Jersey. Let's check on the runways, see how many planes we can spot now. I don't think there should be too many planes right now because of the lack of air travel compared to the normal times. But LaGuardia Airport is directly across from me. See the runways. Well, there's one plane over there, but I don't really see any planes at all on the runway. It's a sign of the times. Lack of air travel, lack of planes. Hi Vivian, Claros. Nice of you to join in. Let's walk by LaGuardia Airport. I'm not sure if I want to go into the airport or not. Actually, I think I will. I'll go into the airport because I'm already close enough already. Benji Zhao is asking where I'm going today. I'll be walking along the Flushing Bay Promenade and also checking out LaGuardia Airport. This is Vaughn College. It's an aeronautics school. My connection is a little bit blurry. Vaughn College of Aeronautics and Technology. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I don't think that it sent out a notification for my live stream. Hopefully YouTube will rectify that and send out notifications soon. Yeah, for the most part, I think Verizon works well, but maybe in that little area back there, it wasn't so clear and the connection was spotty. YouTube's been having issues lately with not sending out notifications to people, and sometimes it'll show up like hours later after I've gone live. They did a great job with this college. Even though it's a little bit small, you can still have a lot of instruction here. I know it was recently renovated. I'm doing great, Kevin. And Kenneth Kwan saying, I don't want you to go anywhere near protesting or looting. Yeah, that's not really what I want to show on this channel either. It's very sad to see that all the time, especially with what's going on. So I'd rather not go to those areas where there's protesting and demonstrations if possible. Here we have a wireframe plane. You can even see the internals of this. Very cool. It does kind of look like a grasshopper, Kevin. And there we got some engines, I think. There's also an aircraft hangar over here. Of course, when you have an aeronautics school, you need some airplanes and airplane hangars. Here's also a propeller plane. That's kind of neat. Vivian Claros saying in Seattle, a mayor imposed a curfew. It takes place in 2 hours because of all the violence. Well, New York City has a curfew in place now for tonight from 11 p.m. to 5 p.m. 5 a.m. I mean. I also have a suspicion that YouTube is delaying notifications for people going live because there have been a lot of bad incidents lately of people doing live streams of the protests and trying to incite, you know, bad tensions and community like affairs. So that's just my suspicion, but who knows? YouTube's been very iffy lately. Got an engine here. And another, looks like a propeller plane with a glider. Jack, I'm right by LaGuardia Airport. Jack, this isn't a museum, this is an aeronautics school. The Vaughn College of Aeronautics. Let me lift it over the fence so you can see better. A neat little school, not too many people know about it. There's also the Aviation High School on Queens Boulevard. I went by there, I think it was a few weeks ago. But that one also had an airplane hangar and some model planes, including some military style planes. This used to be a hotel, except now this hotel is all boarded up now. I don't even know the name of the hotel. They took all the names off. Scott, you think it was either Marriott or Radisson? Yeah, I kind of remember it being a Marriott. But usually in the major cities, there are a lot of hotels around the airports. I'm not sure if it was boarded up recently or it's because of COVID-19, or maybe it was last year they boarded it up. RJ is asking if you can take a train to JFK from there. No, there's no train to JFK from here. You need to take the bus to the subway. Or the bus to the Long Island Railroad. There's no subway or train which goes directly to JFK. The only options are the public bus or the air train. Oh, I hear takeoff. Right there. Delta is taking off. Seems to be going pretty slow though to be flying. Unless it's coming around this way. Let's see. Scott, you think you just landed? Yeah, maybe that's the reason. I don't see a reason why it should be moving that quickly and it's not really taking off. All right, let's continue on. I don't think it's be taking off anytime soon. Kevin, it's not cold out. It's about room temperature. 72 Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius. Pilot in Command 1, the best hotel to watch planes from. That I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with the hotels around this area. It's a nice residential block. Take a look at this, an American robin here eating up raspberries on the ground. Yeah, what's happening in the city right now with all the protests and rioting and all the looting is very sad to see. I've heard of the stories of the looting in Chinatown, Soho, Fifth Avenue, and also Queens Center Mall earlier today. I don't like to go near there because that's not really my type of style, to be showing all the aftermath and destroyed properties. But let's just hope for peace in the world soon and for this to all be over. All right, let's see how we can go into the airport from here. Let's walk into the airport now. It's hard to get into this airport sometimes because of the traffic around here and also all the construction. But because of what's been going on with COVID-19 and there being less traffic here, it should be pretty easy. Alright, I should have enough time to cross the street. Wow, I didn't even know there was a pathway down here. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's go into the airport. There's the select bus service going into the airport, M60 and Q70. Here people are asking if I'm going to catch a flight. No, actually I'm here to catch a restroom. I definitely know there's restrooms inside the airport. And plus I like to see what it is at this time. Hugo Chang saying no protesters. I hope there's no protesters at the airport. At least I didn't see it on their schedule to be at LaGuardia Airport or the promenade where I'll be walking to. Let's see how easy it is to walk to the airport terminal here. I don't think I'll walk to all of them, just one. Let's see. Airport's pretty quiet today. Then again, it's always been quiet ever since like mid-March. Okay. Walk here, walk here. Walk here, oh my goodness. RJ's asking where are all the taxis. That, I don't know. But on a normal day, you'll see all the taxis here lined up to pick up people. Yeah, it's been a maze, this airport, ever since they did construction on it. And fun fact, many of the pilots here say that LaGuardia Airport should be renamed USS LaGuardia, because if you look at it, the way they land on the airport, it's kind of like a aircraft carrier at sea. Because when LaGuardia Airport was built, they actually used a lot of the landfill from building Rikers Island and expanding it. So many of the landfill from Rikers Island was used for LaGuardia Airport. And they use any kind of landfill, whether it was like debris, metal, and rocks, whatever. And as a result of the metal underneath LaGuardia Airport, it actually messes up a lot of the airports. Well, a lot of the airplanes, like instructional and instrument devices. I forget which ones, but yeah, that's the history of LaGuardia Airport. And it was never really meant to be a commercial airport. At first, I think it was only cargo aircraft here, but because of the demand of air travel and the expansion of the city, they made LaGuardia Airport into what it is now. And what they're doing now at LaGuardia Airport with the construction here, Cuomo, he ordered the renovation of LaGuardia Airport because many people, including Joe Biden, former vice president of the United States, called LaGuardia Airport a third world airport. So they're really trying to remake this terminal and make it nicer, but I doubt that it'll help improve with the conditions of this airport, because what the main problem with this airport is, it's not the terminal and the facilities that are bad. It's the short runways and the lack of space for all the planes to fly. That's why you use the airport, right? You have this beautiful terminal, but the runways are still the same length, and they can't fly at the same rate that they want to. So, oh my goodness, this is a maze. Where do I go? How far do I need to go? Tom M saying the hotel is the Courtyard Marriott. Oh yeah, that's what I figured. How do you get out and where's the entrance? Well, this is what you have to deal with if you don't like to deal with the traffic. And you take the taxi here or the bus, and then there's a traffic jam at the entrance. You get out and you walk. This is you get and walk, go and walk to the airport. I've seen people do it before. I've seen people do it before, and it's not cool. You see your flight ticket, it's like, your flight leaves at 5 o'clock, and it's like 4:10 p.m. and you get nervous. You're like, uh-oh. So you just ditch your bus or your taxi, say, hey, drop me off here, let's walk into airport. Well, this is where you go to walk into the airport. Oh my goodness. I'm still walking to the terminal. Am I there yet? All right, looks like it. Terminal B. Let's check out LaGuardia Airport. All right, here we are. This is the central terminal. All right. Okay. So,
for security reasons, please maintain close control of your belongings at all times. In order to prevent transporting dangerous items without your knowledge, do not accept luggage, packages, or carry-on items that do
the restroom's out of order. Well, we'll see. I do need to go to the restroom. All right. Seems like they changed the layout of this airport from when I last remember. Restroom straight. Where are the restrooms? Are they through this? No, it can't be. Oh, they are. Here. All right, if the restrooms are open, then I'm gonna have to pause stream because I'm not recording the restroom. I'll be out in like 3-4 minutes. All right. Okay, I'm out of the restroom. It was clean in the restroom, so if you need a restroom in a pinch in the East Elmhurst area, you can come to LaGuardia Airport. Let's go check out the rest of this terminal now. Benji, this is Terminal B, the Central Terminal. I know American Airlines is here, United, Southwest. Those are like the big ones. Man, this airport is empty. Wow, I've never seen an airport like this. Like the baggage claim isn't even moving. Look at this. I was able to go in, but I'm unable to get out because of the chains there. Strange. Are there no flights going out? Let's see if we can find a departure board somewhere. That would be interesting. But it's so slow here in the airport. I haven't been inside the airport ever since like February or March. This is the arrivals hall. Yes? No, I'm just gonna go to the terminal. Yeah. No, I'm just here to walk around. That's it. Yeah. No, I'm taking off the terminal. Okay. All right. I'll head out then. Thanks.
For security reasons, please
All right.
maintain close control of your belongings at all times.
All right.
In order to prevent transporting dangerous items,
I don't want any trouble, so
do not accept
let's get out of the terminal.
or carry on items that do not
Usually when there's more people here and it's busy, I won't seem like the only person here and causing, looking suspicious. But because it's so empty here, they may think I'm up to no good or something. No, they just wanted to know like what I was doing. I just told them I'm taking pictures. Then again, we've seen what we came here to see anyway. The airport is empty. When was this airport built? Good question. I think it was built like before World War II, maybe. Yeah, I know it's probably illegal to film in there, but I didn't want to have to go through all that hassle of explaining them what I do and then showing them my card and stuff and everything. We've already seen most of the airport anyway. Now it's time to walk back out through this crazy, crazy maze. Thank you, Jonathan, for the $2 Singapore. Stay safe and keep up the great work. Thank you, Jonathan. All right, let's get out of here now. Where do we go? All right, this way. I remember. Yeah, good thing there's no flights is right. Now would be a great time to complete this construction ASAP before like travel restrictions are eased up and air traffic starts becoming like crazy again. But I don't really see any construction going on here at the airport. Charlie Rivera asking me where I'm going now. I'm planning to go to the Flushing Bay Promenade. So all the quality of the stream got worse. Wow. This kind of reminds me of the scaffolding in the city, but at the airport. Ray Neal Jr. saying 1939 is when they opened. I was very close. I said it was before World War II. And World War II only started in like the early 40s. Exclusive saying that the video quality is now bad. What happened? I think it's just the cell phone signal and the service. But then again, I've walked into the airport this way. I don't know why the quality should be the same. Shouldn't be the same. You see some of the artwork here. They have depictions of what the terminal is going to bring. A whole new LGA, new gates. This is the blueprint of what it's going to look like. And brand new shopping as well. I hope it makes the airport experience a little bit better, but if they don't fix the runways and increase capacity for the planes, then I still think LaGuardia Airport is going to be an issue with air traffic and delays and everything. World War II is from 39 to 45. All right. So I made a mistake. I thought it started like 1940, but it's 39 it started. All right, now we've made it to the main section where we need to crosswalks like 3 times. I-360 didn't get a notification either. Oh no. I think YouTube is shadow banning the live stream here. Or maybe they're doing it like site-wide. I already stated earlier that I think YouTube is delaying the notifications or not sending them out at all because of what's been going on with all the protests and riots lately. There have been many people who have live streamed the protests, so maybe they don't want that on their, their servers or whatnot. Or maybe it's because so many people are live streaming right now that it's putting a load on YouTube servers. But we can guess on what the reason is. The point is now that you all have joined the live stream now and enjoying this walk along with me. I-360, I just walked out of LaGuardia Airport. I used the restroom in there, it was clean. And now I'm going to the Flushing Bay Promenade. Of course, if YouTube watches my channel enough, they know that I won't be live streaming any kind of inappropriate content unless it's like forced onto me. That's without my, out of my control. Am I headed to Willets Point? No, I'm not going to Willets Point. The only protesting I've seen so far is through social media and on the news. Hi, C and V Young. Charlie saying, do I have any desire to film protests in New York? No, I don't have any desires to do that. It's not something I like to record and show. All I do is I hope that there's peace in the world soon and, all the violence ends. But the reason why there's so much, anger and frustration in the world is because the world's not perfect. People need that peace in their lives and that understanding. That's what's going to make the world better. Because people are unhappy, they're voicing their concerns out into the streets. I find it much more engaging for me and for all of you to be going on these walks and showing things, that'll calm down a lot of what's going on in the world, a lot of the, false information and all the stuff that's happening. You're losing me on the signal. Oh no. Here's a little bit of a tricky crossing. You have the highway here. Alright folks, I'm going to do something that's going to scare all of you, so do not be alarmed. I am going to sneeze very soon because I feel it coming. And here comes. Alright. I warned you. Thank you. My allergies have been fine lately, but every once in a while I have to let out a sneeze. Yeah, it did sound like I threw up because I was trying to talk while I was sneezing too. We're going to be passing by some hotels soon along Ditmars Boulevard. Eugene's asking if I have hay fever because of the pollen in the air. I'm not really sure what I'm allergic to actually. I think I am allergic to certain kinds of tree pollen because I notice when there's like a high tree pollen count, then I get my allergies acting up, but then again, it's not really too bad right now. Here's a random tree stump. Why won't Queens cut the sidewalk grass? That I'm not sure. Kay Collins saying my videos are so calming. That's what I meant to finish. Well, thank you very much. Here we have a hotel coming up, the Aloft Hotels. Much better than the Courtyard Marriott, which was all boarded up and not open for business at all. At least this one still has like a bunch of cars parked in its parking lot. I-360 with 250 Canadian. Some nice viewers asked to see my face. All right, man, here's me. My name's Action Kid, and we're doing a walk now through Queens. I'm going to be going to the Flushing Bay Promenade. But thanks for joining, all of you. For the new people. Har saying thanks for the bicycle locks video. How's my hand? My hand's getting a lot better, thank you. It still hurts when I bend my finger, but not as much as yesterday or 2 days ago. All right, airport and hotel parking. So this is the hotel. I don't know what that one was back there. I don't think anybody here got a notification when I went live. I have 140,000 subs already. Thank you. Wow, I hadn't even checked the stats. I know it was at 139 this morning. I didn't think I'll reach 140 so soon. This hotel is called the Aloft Hotels. Martins, yes, I did hear about the curfew in New York City. That's a first, I think. I don't think New York City has ever implemented a curfew like that. Or at least if it was before my time. The curfew is from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. This only for tonight. There was a curfew prior to the Tompkins Square Park riot. Interesting. I am not running my camera into a tree branch. The last time that happened, that didn't end well. BCell01 for $2. Love the Long Island City videos. Thank you for showing my area. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying them. This is the other entrance to LaGuardia Airport. Over here. All right, almost to the waterfront path. I think it should be soon. Here's another hotel. This one's Marriott. So if you're coming to New York City, you can stay at one of these hotels. Back there was the Aloft. This one's Marriott. And this one is Hampton Inn. Although it's not really too practical for getting into Manhattan if you're coming as a tourist, I think. Because here you kind of have to take public buses to the subway. These hotels are better if you're just like staying over just to do business in New York and then leaving. Here's this bus here, the Q23 and Q48. You've got Marriott LaGuardia Airports and also a bar and grill, the Ditmars Bar and Grill. Esper always flying to Newark. Now you know what it looks like around the Queens Airport. Yes. Now you know what it looks like around LaGuardia Airport. This is kind of a freaky tree stump. It's kind of got like branches growing at the top, but no leaves. It's seen much better days. Yeah, I don't know why they don't get rid of it. There's also issues with, I think, certain insects too attacking the trees, like the Asian longhorn beetle, and then there's this other one too, invasive vines. One thing you have to be careful of, especially in the northeast United States, is poison ivy. And one way you can recognize poison ivy is through this rhyme. It says, it says, leaves of three, leave me be. So if you see three pointed leaves, leave it alone, because that's poison ivy or poison oak. They're both related. Did I say poison ivy lit? No, I did not. I don't really see too much poison ivy within the city, but if you go like hiking, then you'll definitely see some poison ivy. Maybe we'll see some poison ivy where I'm going. I don't know. This is where I'm going. It's kind of like a nature area. Wow, take a look at this terminal coming up over there. It's a big wire frame or steel frame of construction. Now this is a quiet section of the neighborhood. Very impressive homes here. These homes are definitely over $1 million. Yes, this is East Elmhurst, Queens. You probably have a good view of airplanes too from your window if you live here. That home is further back than all the other homes on this block. It's got an interesting driveway. Sometimes when you have driveways like these, there's issues with flooding, so you just gotta be careful of that situation. Will I be passing the 7 train soon? No, I'm not going near the 7 train.
Looking in Brooklyn.
All right, Flushing Bay Promenade is right here. I've made it. At the corner of 27th Avenue and Ditmars Boulevard. I haven't been to this promenade in a while, actually. Maybe 2 months. Froxy, you can bike on this path. You can bike and also jog here. This is the Grand Central Parkway. Looks like we got some protest messages here. Even though I'm out of the protest area, we still got some signs and messages. A lot of graffiti here on this bridge. Now before there was a dirt path that you were able to walk over here and go into the airport, but ever since they started the construction, it's been closed off and now the path is overgrown. You used to be able to walk right over here into the airport. And to make sure you don't cross either, they extended the gate and the fencing all the way to the edge of the water. So pretty quiet here on the promenade. I did ride my bicycle here before. Ivy Lynn with $15. Miss you walks. You inspire me and many others. Thank you. So nice, Ivy. I appreciate it. I love doing walks like these, especially in the quiet areas now. Shows people a different side of the city they haven't seen before. It's blurry here. Oh no. I hope the signal strength gets better. Also, another thing with this area too, you gotta be careful of the rats around here. I've seen some pretty big rats here, especially when it gets darker. Someone's out here fishing. I think there may be a problem with... Look who's curious. Is our friend gonna go into the garbage and take some food? I think Mr. Squirrel or Mrs. Squirrel wants to. They're looking, they're looking. I think the squirrel is shy. He'll probably go into the garbage can after I leave. Too camera shy. Got a gas station here. Notoriously, the gas stations are more expensive right by the highway. Let's see how much the prices of the gas are here. And it is $2.49. Oh my goodness. Who hasn't picked up their bike in 10 years? Come here and pick it up now. I have never seen a more rusted out bike before in my life. Holy, what? Does this even work anymore? This belongs in like a museum. Wow. It's not even locked up. No one wants this bike anymore. No, it's not locked up. You can take it if you want. It's just a old rusted bike. It's called Metro. I'm surprised the Metro logo is as good as it is. All right. I'm not trying that bike. I think if you ride that bike in New York City, no one's ever gonna bother trying to steal it. So anyway, it's $2.49 a gallon for gasoline at this gas station. That's not too bad considering the one by the FDR Drive in Manhattan. That one's $3.99. RDV saying, are there any tourist attractions opening in Manhattan anytime soon? That I'd like to know too. I'd love to go to the Statue of Liberty again. But I don't know when that's going to be open. Or when the city will allow them to be open. It's strange because the Statue Cruises website, they're allowing people to purchase tickets as of today, but I don't think the city has the statue officially open. More people here fishing. I'm not really sure how clean the fish are if you're fishing from this area. But personally, I wouldn't eat too much fish from this water here. Benji would fish them and then throw them back in. That might be a good idea. There's actually quite a bit of people here fishing. This is the East River. Lost in the Curse saying if it has two heads, throw it back in. I don't think I even want to imagine fishing that up. Let's take a look at our trash here by the waterfront. We've got here an empty plastic bottle, Frosted Flakes, vodka, some wood, a cup holder, Modelo beer. Disgusting. Whoa, look at this. How did a random fire extinguisher get here? Wow. Of course, you have something that's very telling of our times, the blue mask. It's amazing what kind of random trash you see. Why would there be a fire extinguisher here? Wow, they really need to get rid of all this trash. This is so full. Douglas Carmichael, $5. Have you noticed any issues with mask / distancing non-compliance on your walk in New York City? Well, the guidelines are that you're supposed to maintain 6 feet of distancing between others while in public. So that, to me, I see is violated all the time as people are passing by like so closely. But I see that happening all around the world when I look at other people's walking videos. So I guess it's not really as big as an issue that they thought it was, that they're not enforcing that, but who really knows now at this time. But what is required is a mask in public if you can't maintain 6 feet of social distancing from others while in public. And it really is more of an issue indoors than outdoors. I think outdoors is a little bit safer with the virus transmission.
There was a place where you can ride a bike.
Lo compramos $70.
Yeah, I think the 7 p.m. clapping, that's pretty much, gotten way past the fad now, I guess. People have pretty much gotten rid of that tradition, I think. Because now there's other things to worry about. It did run its course, I-360. I don't know exactly when it did. Maybe it was like middle of May. But not anymore. Michael Chin with $3. Thank you so much, Michael. You're awesome. Thank you. Sean saying, have I done any live food videos? No, not any live food videos specifically, but I've done some food videos where if I like walk by a place and I go to a restaurant, it'll be part of the live stream there. But I haven't really done any live food videos specifically. I've done pre-recorded videos, like some pre-recorded videos in Taiwan of the food, and one of Mary Jane in the Bronx, Little Italy, and another one in New Orleans where I had like tons and tons of New Orleans food and I put it all in one. Another overfilled trash bin. Okay, so I'm approaching an area called the Marina, and this is the area where they have all the boats. Let's see if I could find the sign for the World's Fair coming up. But the World's Fair was a big event back in the 60s. I think it happened in 64. That was before my time, but it was basically an event that featured many of the big companies at that time, such as GM and General Electric. They showcased some of the great inventions of that time, like the telegraph and the telephone, and which new automobile was the hottest at that time. So very interesting piece of history there with the World's Fair. What's this piece of paper here? Landscape Corp. Oh, what a crappy way to post about a potential pesticide. herbicide application. This piece of paper will just like be gone overnight. Douglas saying it seems almost normal in terms of traffic level. Doesn't New York City reopen on June 8th? It does. It reopens on June 8th for phase 1. But phase 1 is really limited in what kind of businesses are allowed to be open. Bugs, I'm not in Astoria Park. I'm at the World's Fair Marina on the Flushing Bay Promenade. Neat little place that not too many people know about, even people who have lived in Queens. Let's take a look at some of these boats here. Some really nice boats. It probably costs a lot just to dock the boats and pay for all this parking here. Trying to keep it as steady as I can. It's getting a little bit windy. Very nice. Oh, I can't go to the boats because you need a key to get in. I tried to. The gate was locked. But I also got a super chat from David Orozco. $20 with the goal. Thank you so much, David, for that. Appreciate it, man. Here we have the building here for the World's Fair Marina. It's also a restaurant, but as we all know, all the restaurants are closed now, at least for dine-in. I don't think this place will be doing takeout. It is somewhat inconvenient to get to. There are better like neighborhood options. David Clipper with $7. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Another thing too about this bay that I want to tell you about, the Flushing Bay. Right now it's under the effects of an environmental cleanup as well, because over the years with the airport and ships being transported here and oil being transported here, this bay is actually very polluted. So I know that millions of dollars have been put into this bay to clean it up, and they've been trying to collect all the oil here and clean up the bay. I think last year when I was here, I actually saw like special boats with construction equipment dredging the bottom of the bay to get rid of all the filth and slime and whatever, who knows what else is on the bottom, to clean it up. And I won't lie, it smelled pretty bad when I came by here during that time when they did it, because when they do that, it disturbs the underneath and brings all the smells up to the surface. But this bay is one of the most polluted sites in New York City. The other one is the Newtown Creek. All the oil companies used to be at that Newtown Creek. Hey, look at this, folks. We have a sign for the history of Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. And this is an old map in reference to its history. You won't really get too much stuff now. And it's really a shame that this got vandalized like this with the graffiti. But here, you can see all the historical names of Flushing Meadow Park. You have the Children's Farm, Terrace on the Park, Fountain of the Planets up there, the Unisphere, and old pictures. 1939 World's Fair, Amphitheater, the 1964 to 65 World's Fair, which is the one I was telling you about. It used to look a lot nicer than what it looks like right now. This New York State Pavilion now, it looks ugly. It's all abandoned and it doesn't look nearly as nice as in the picture. And then you have the Space Park there, which is no longer around. And also, a lot of people, they pass up on these little pictures here. Aardvark and Arrowhead. I don't think too many people know what an aardvark is. I've heard the name before. I don't even know where you can find an aardvark. Aardvark. Beaver. And bayberry. Wow, is this going alphabetical order? Cow. And crab apple. So they have the animal and then the herb. And I got to put in my power pack because my phone's getting low on battery. So let me do that. I got a low battery warning. Hopefully the power pack is charging right now. I'm not sure if it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, now I've put in my power pack. Let's get on with this walk. So we saw aardvark, beaver, and cow, but I don't see any of the other tiles. think these are special devices to catch the whale floating in the water. Look what happened here, folks. The fence got knocked over, and now there's these makeshift barriers instead of the fence. That's a quick way to repair the damage. The water looks pretty rough right now. Wow, this is something I haven't seen in a while. McDonald's Happy Meal box. Frogster, I am using my iPhone SE 2nd generation. It's my second time using it to live stream, and I'm very impressed with it so far. This is the Flushing Bay Promenade. It's near LaGuardia Airport, and this leads right into Flushing, Queens as well. Steph Blurry with $10. Thank you, Steph. Thank you for that. There's still 7 p.m. clapping here. I am not sure. I haven't heard anything. So we had the eagle there and the frog, and we have giraffe and ginkgo.
se ponga. Si no me crees.
No music now. Oh, it's coming back. No more. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was some interesting designs. We had the koala, the jaguar, the kudzu vine. What do we got here? Let's see. Dark Centros. Yeah, koalas do get very mean. There's a pretty funny video. People think koalas are very cute, but they're very angry animals. You look it up on YouTube, you'll see what I mean. Angry koala. Lion and locust. Monkey and maple. And what do we got here? Newt. Whoa. Newt and narcissus. And owl and oak. Yeah, there's music, but I think it should be far enough where it's not picking up a lot of it, so I should be fine. I really hate it when there's music playing and it's not really something I can control, but it is what it is. You can hear it clearly. Yeah, but I don't think it should be too detectable for YouTube at this point. Well, we'll see. Great view here of the water with the sunset. It's not really sunset yet, it's just like dark clouds with the sun. Got some more boats here. Wow. Take a look at some of these boats. This is the Flushing Bay Promenade, the World's Fair Marina. J-Ra is asking how's the battery on the SC2. Well, it lasted for about 70 minutes or so doing this live stream before I got a low battery warning. So it has a less of a battery capacity than the iPhone 8 Plus I used to use, but it's fine because I'm still using a external battery pack to power it. And I like the smaller size. Oh no, this map is completely vandalized. The old map. Sometimes I see people here skating along the cherry blossom trees. But anyway, folks, I think I'm gonna call it quits here. I'm gonna go out here and ask someone here to pick me up. Maybe get an Uber or something back because I'm getting hungry now. I don't want to be out too late because of the curfew, and we'll see. But I'm gonna leave you off here with this amazing view of the marina with all the boats. And if you like the stream, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and I'll see you all next time, folks. Stay safe, stay healthy wherever you are, and I'll catch up with you next time. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.